Some of my pills spilled out all over the bottom of my bag, which I didn't realize until minutes before I was set to go to bed last night. I spent quite a bit of time scraping them out of my luggage. By the time I get up, I'm already starting the day with a migraine from a combination of trouble falling asleep and waking up late. When I step into the living room, Hideki is there, finishing up his breakfast, his fork raised midway to his mouth. He seems unsure whether he should continue eating or greet me. Maybe I should back out of the room. Good morning. Morning. What do you think we should have for breakfast? Aren't you eating breakfast right now? Yes, everyone else ate already. Despite that, he repeats his question again. He just continues he was just trying to be nice. It's an odd way to show it, but I appreciate it nonetheless, and I'm feeling pretty hungry. I try to make some conversation with him while I'm getting my breakfast to fill in the silence. Your fishing trip yesterday was fun. Do you think Hakamichis and Satos often get together like that? Not really. Okay, I thought they were sisters. I thought they would be like stepsisters because they said that they were going to see their family. In the other one, are they family friends? Are they related not by birth? What is going on? I'm very confused. I thought they were sisters. I see. I don't, really. There's a brief pause before Hideki deigns to fill me with in a little more. Family issues. Our fathers are brothers-in-law. What? Oh, okay. So that means that our fathers are brothers-in-law and do not like each other. Does that mean there's like one woman between them? No, they have to be brothers-in-law. That means fathers. Okay. That's so weird. That's such a weird way to say it. Okay, so that means, yeah, either Shizune's dad married Lily's aunt, right? Or Lily's father married Shizune's aunt, right? That's how that works. I don't really know. They do not like each other. Hearing that gives me plenty to think about. It puts the way Shizune and Lily deal with each other into context, and it makes me even more wary of getting involved. Family issues can be troublesome. Hideki simply nods as I sit at the table with my breakfast. I wish he were a little easier to converse with. While I'm eating, I notice that the house seems oddly quiet for a place with Misha in it. Damn. If Shizune and Misha ate breakfast already, it can't be because they're asleep. I ask Hideki where they are. Shizune and Misha left to run some errands for our dad. Local business people love dealing with Misha, so he insisted. Well, she's got a nice and cheerful personality. I could see why they would. Maybe you should start taking lessons from her. You could increase your business connections. Are you serious? He sounds serious. I don't know what kind of business connections a little kid would need. Maybe he just needs the best bake sale fundraiser ever. It's a shame. I'll eventually have to leave here and won't be around to see whatever he's planning. I wonder what kind of person Shizune's dad is, again. Other than the relatively outdoorsy, what I know so far is that he asks his business partners and friends of his daughter to do favors for him. I'm assuming he's extremely shy or extremely lazy. It's rude to call it so early. But it would certainly explain a large chunk of Shizune's personality. He's got to be like a mogul, right? Like, he's rich. Like, they're a rich-ass family. Do you want to go anywhere? Not really. Why? Do you? I thought might be somewhere you want to go. You don't want to do some sightseeing? Or eat at a specific restaurant? I don't know. I've never been here before. I see. I was just about to ask him. Sorry, I love this kid. I was just about to ask him about what Shizune was like when she was younger, but he's managed to sidetrack me with just one question. This appears to be as awkward a conversation for him as it is for me. You're sure you're good to please today? Why are you being so nice? Are you showing your secret nice side now that your sister isn't around? You're sort of right. Shizune wanted me to keep you company today. I don't want to trouble him and try to make him see that, but Hideki is as stubborn as his sister and feels as this is his duty. He also seems to be earnestly trying to be nice. Quickly, I start to realize that Hideki's idea of fun is fishing, collecting cameras, and making esoteric puns. Fishing is fun, but it's something that I would rather do than discuss. Same goes for cameras. I'd rather handle them than collect them. Collecting cameras is very fun. Let me say that. I have 3 cameras present, besides if you count phone cameras. And they are very fun. They're all very different. Anyway, it's not important. This is something Hideki picks up on himself. Are you bored? I'm not bored at all. I almost yawn the words, so Hideki ignores them entirely. You are bored. Shizune said to be entertaining, and I don't think I know how to do that. I am entertained. You don't sound entertained. I am. Why do you yell? I hope you don't yell so much around Shizune. She can't hear me anyway, bro. It doesn't matter. It's hard to tell if he's joking. Either way, I'm a bit surprised. I try to play it off and change the subject. Do you just collect cameras, or are you into photography, too? Not really. If I did, there would be more photos in the house than there currently are. What is there to take pictures of? I don't know. Birds, architecture, one of those restaurants you were talking about? I thought the city had tons of cool stuff. How can you live in a place with so much to do and do nothing? I thought you didn't know what there was to do here. Suddenly you have many ideas and are the authority of how interesting it is. You're like our board of tourism. Do you want to go watch birds or buildings? Okay, no need to get so mad. I'm not mad. I just think that if you feel so strongly about it, then we should go to an amusement park. Why? So that you can be amused. It will be fun. Will he have the same flat, unfun expression on his face while we're riding roller coasters and drop towers? Sure would bring the fun levels down. That thought does convince me that it's worth the trip. I don't know. It always sounded like going to an amusement park meant that you would spend more time waiting in lines than actually doing stuff. You'd have to go earlier than this just to skip the lines. Have you ever been to one? No, but that seems like that's what it's like. Yeah, but you go because you like your company, right? You go because you're with your friends and you're just chilling with your friends. And then, like, the rides, there's only, like, 20 rides or something, right? In, like, a whatever standard amusement park. Like, if you rode all of them with no lines... Sorry, Jesus. If you rode all of them with no lines, like, you're just... There's nothing there. There's no substance. The fun is what you're doing with your homies. That's all I'm saying. Fine. What about a regular park? There's one nearby that Shizune likes going to. Maybe she will be there, and I can unload you onto her. What do you mean unload? I'm not luggage. You don't want to go to an amusement park. I don't know what to do. He looks as though I've hurt his feelings by refusing to go with him. I am already rationalizing my decision, and I don't like waiting in lines, and it would be too much like a date. I'd rather go with Shizune. It would be too tiring. It's nothing personal, it's just that I kind of wanted Shizune to show me around town instead. I don't think that with my condition, going to an amusement park would be such a hot idea. She still doesn't know about his condition, too. I wonder when that's going to pop up. The park is close enough to the property that could almost be considered an extension of it. Both it and Shizune's backyard look about the same, except that the park has benches and more people. That said, it's quite nice. There are even people walking their dogs and children flying kites. They can be seen lazily drifting back and forth over the trees in the distance. I could sit here in a relaxing and scenic place like this forever. Hideki, on the other hand, looks like he's extremely bored. I want to poke him to see if he's still alive, but would he react either way? I have hiccups. I drank coffee for a little bit. Wow. Are you bored? No? Are you going to jog or play frisbee with the dogs like everyone else? Is that what people do in parks? Well, you go to parks to get back to nature and enjoy an atmosphere. That's why you jog in the park instead of just on the sidewalk or something. You could jog anywhere. Can't believe I'm having this conversation. How can you not know this? You shouldn't have brought that up. It's too weird. Haven't you heard of children should be seen, not heard? Yes. I lied. I'm bored. Would you like to play a game? I groan audibly enough that he hopes he understands that I don't want to. He doesn't care. In fact, he's already toying with the deck of playing cards. Why are you upset? That is why we are here. I thought we were here to look for Shizune. Exactly. This is why we should play a game. It's a Shizune trap. You can trap anything, including people. If we compete against each other in a spirit of competition in a sportsmanly manner, she should be drawn to challenge the winner, like a shark. Then I will defeat her, like a safari runner. Then take a photo of the award ceremony. Sharks do not go around challenging people to games of chance like dojo breakers. When did you bring that camera? Anyway, no, I get enough games hanging out with your sister. No, come on, it'll be fun. We can play chess. Please, no. Besides, playing chess in the park is something old people do, like fishing. You're gonna get old too fast if you keep doing all this old man stuff. Hideki freezes, like I've suddenly started speaking a foreign language. Maybe I've offended him again. Maybe he's secretly 50 years old, just aged incredibly well. Him being Shizune's brother could be a cover story. What about checkers? Or Go? Or even backgammon is fine, even though I don't like it. If board games aren't your thing, we can play card game. Anything other than 7 card, because it's for wimps. Are you afraid you will lose? If you can beat me, I'll give you candy. Hideki, you are just like Shizune. I'm starting to think this is a pretense to play games. No, that is not true. You are! I bet the competition streak is genetic. I'll sell you to science. No one can own a human being. How about I teach you some sign language instead? When Shizune asked me if I want to come here, we talked a little, and it seemed like you and your dad don't use sign language. I'm guessing. But if you don't, I could teach you some. Not a master at it, though. I think it might be good for you to move your arms more anyway. He barely moves his arms. Most of the time, they just hang limply at his sides. How unnerving. It's been bothering me that Shizune's entire family apparently doesn't know how to sign. I wonder if she did before she met Misha. Did they hire translators for her? Did she write out everything on the pad she carries around? Didn't he already say that? The second is the most likely. She could have typed it out on a phone. That would explain why she dislikes using the pad so much. Sad as it is, I can sort of see why Hideki or her dad might not have been bothered to learn sign language. Probably was too much of a hassle at the time, and it's very easy to think that. From what I've seen so far, though, neither of them hold it against each other or are too badly affected by it. Could be that I'm overthinking the situation. Come on, well, be honest. I'm still learning sign language myself. I've brought all my books along with me so I can keep up, you know. Still, I can at least teach you the alphabet. It's pretty simple. This is kite. I feel very corny right now, even more so when Hideki stares me blankly, as if the entire concept of learning is alien to him. Shizune liked flying kites here as well. This is his attempt to salvage the conversation, and I'm happy to oblige. Fishing, and now kites too. Shizune really likes all the relaxing hobbies. Fighter kites, actually. Ooh. Hideki freezes as Misha appears behind him and puts her hands over his eyes. Hi, guess who? He seemed to finally be loosening up too. Hi, Misha. Shizune with you. Hey, Chan, no spoilers. Don't spoil it. Don't ruin the surprise, okay? Misha. Bingo. That's right. But it was too easy somehow. I don't know what she meant by somehow. Too many people can tell it's me. I want to surprise someone. I thought for sure that Hideki would be fooled. Why weren't you, You were the only person who does that. You and kidnappers. Really? Why do you laugh? Are you giving Hisap trouble? I thought you would take him somewhere more exciting than the park. It isn't even far from home. You were so lazy. Hideki, are you giving Hichan trouble? You should have taken him somewhere exciting than this home. He wanted to come here. Why are you so argumentative? I have to keep my little brother in line. What is she saying? You must be kept in line. Really? I love their dynamic so much. I just love Hideki. He's just so dry. They're ready to go at each other's throats this quickly. On one hand, I've heard that siblings fighting so much isn't uncommon, and the fact that they fight all proves that there has to be some level of communication going on. So it's nice that they get along. They argue all the way back home. Misha translates for Shizune and I for Hideki. So it looks like we're the ones arguing instead, except not really. Nobody could listen to Misha and believe that. The day got entertaining in the end, at least. Cute. Fun little day. It's not a whole episode, though, of course, we're still here. Fun little vacation. How long are we supposed to be here? Like a week? Despite having only been here for 2 days, it feels like it's been much longer. I wake up feeling more tired than refreshed, maybe because I've been moving around almost constantly since I got here. Whatever the reason, it's making me get up unusually late each day. I like sleeping in, but it couldn't be inconvenient if it ends up being a habit. I can hear a deep male voice shouting loudly in the background. It must be Shizune's dad. Or maybe, with the size of this place, it's creditors. More likely the former, since the yelling doesn't seem angry, just loud. Whoa. The man is built, and he has a sword for some reason? Shizune, Misha, and Hideki are sitting in the living room, having a one-sided conversation with a giant bear man who alternates between shoveling away food from a plate balanced on his leg and twirling a sword. From what Shizune and Hideki are like, I expected their dad to be a very reserved, clean-cut, and possibly androgynous person, so I'm pretty surprised. I'm surprised for a while until he starts talking to me. Hello, you must be Shizune's other friend. Did you have a good night's rest? The guest rooms are a bit sparse. If there's anything you need, feel free to tell me. Thanks. You must be Shizune's father. It's nice to meet you. I'm Shizune's classmate. Hisao Nakai. Pleasure's all mine. I wanted to meet you after hearing that I would have a second guest in my house. Unexpected. You hear something like that, and obviously you want to see that person is like. Would you like my business card? Clean. He holds up a case full of them. For a second I could see that his name is Jigoro and that his office hours are from 8 to 6. They also say that he's a consultant. What a prepared guy, carrying his card case around in his own home. We're just sitting down to a slightly late lunch. You're just in time to join us. Good. Pick a place to sit down, and I'll bring you a plate. Hope you don't mind eating bear liver. I thought that bear liver was toxic. Either way, the thought of eating a bear liver doesn't appeal to me for the ability to tell people that I've eaten. What? Other than to tell people that I've eaten bear liver. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to try it, but Shizune's dad merely laughs. I'm just making a joke, although maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea to cook up some bear livers for you kids. That'll make you strong. We're actually having omelets. I'll make you one right now. Is that unusual for you, having an omelet for lunch? Very unusual. Not at all. Jigoro vanishes to where the kitchen must be, surprised that despite living in this place, he has to cook my lunch. Maybe he only cooks because he likes to. My steaming plate of food is done in a very short time, and it smells very good. You're in the student council like Shizune? Student council that busy that Shizune has to drag her friends along everywhere she goes? Sometimes a vacation is just a vacation. You're right about the student council part. I think we're just here for fun, though. I see. Is that right? When I was young, our student councils had so much work that I don't think we could have afforded going on a vacation. Must be nice having so much free time. Should give you plenty of time to think about your future. I do not like the direction this discussion is taking, and start thinking about how to avoid it. You thought about that? About what you want to do? No, I haven't given it much thought recently. What do you do, if you don't mind me asking? Must be something pretty cool if it can get you a house like this. Why do you want to know that? Children aren't interested in business. What business of yours is my business? Suspicious. You some kind of tax man, boy? I guess he really does not liking being asked questions. Hichan isn't a tax collector's boy, I think. Hichan, what do your parents do? You never told us. You, be quiet. Don't interrupt me. I hate being interrupted. Rude. Oh god. Shizune doesn't look too happy with this turn of events. Even Misha is unable to assign to her what's going on. She can read the mood easily. Her glare becomes more smoldering as Jigoro continues to rant. One more thing. My fishing equipment. I came home and it was in a big pile in the corner. Rods just stacked haphazardly on a tap of tackle. That was me. Can't remember if it actually was him. If it wasn't, I appreciate that he's willing to take one for the team. Doesn't matter because Jigoro ignores him without skipping a beat. Well, anyway, I'm glad that my fishing equipment could provide so much entertainment for my daughter's friends. Did not even tell me you were going to be using them. Those are expensive, custom-made poles. Not for dilettantes? Okay. I suddenly become more aware of the eggshell fragments in my omelet. Is he just a bad cook? Does he eat them for calcium? What were they purposely added there to give me more discomfort? Though confused, I am not as unnerved as I think I normally would be. Then again, my life has been pretty strange lately. I keep running into all sorts of different people. Nothing surprises me anymore. I didn't even properly clean them after use. Terrible. Do you even know how to fish? Unlikely. There are not enough poles here to go for all of you. How does that work? Did you all share? One person baits the hook, the other person casts, 2 people reel? Incompetent. Well, 6 of us went, and we couldn't do it all at the same time. First it was just me, Akira, Hideki, and Misha. Stop talking. It sounds unspeakably dirty. I have enough of your filth. How vulgar. Make sure your statements are not so embarrassingly carelessly worded next time. What? What? You are so disrespectful. Amazing. All the delinquent types like this. Even the way you dress shows how flippant disregard for authority. Sweater vest. Disgraceful. Delinquent? I'm on the student council. I'm hurt by his comment on my sweater vest. Especially when it's coming from a guy in such a tacky shirt. I guess I can't really say anything, though. He has a sword. He might also kill bears. Misha loudly puts her plate down on the table. That was delicious. Hichan and I are done now. Hichan, you are too, right? We should get going. What a simple yet effective exit strategy. I barely have the time to put down my plate before they pull me up and get me out of there, and finally outside. Unbelievable. It's like I'm really watching an interrogation. This is not a cop show. Guests definitely have responsibilities, but has he ever heard of being gracious host? Really? Misha attempts to sloppily mimic Shizune's angry, choppy gestures at the same time as she can. She has the expression down too, but the tone of her voice is the same as ever, thus lacking the anger necessary to bring it all together. Don't take it too hard, Hichan. Shichan's dad does this to everyone. I think it's sort of like a joke. That was the most aggressive joke possible. I'm also not convinced that was a joke, considering the hastily staged retreat. Yet this isn't a good moment to discuss how Shizune's father might be a jerk. Hichan, let's go shopping. You haven't been to town yet, have you? It'll be fun. We can see the sights and go to an amusement park. Maybe eat at a good restaurant. We just had lunch. even though I didn't eat much. It's okay. In that case, we just have to make sure today is so busy that by the time we're done, will be time for dinner. Works out perfectly. Come on, Hichan. The immediate flank and hook my arms in theirs. Shizune is taking one arm and Misha taking the other. At first, we almost trip over each other. Shizune walks at a very brisk pace and Misha at an unusually bouncy way of moving around. We get the hang of it soon enough, and I notice that we're going to town by cutting through the park. It doesn't seem as efficient, so I'm guessing this is a scenic route. Walking this way hinders how we can communicate with each other significantly. I can't talk to Shizune at all. Shizune and Misha are down to one-handed gestures only. Feels nice though, so I don't mind too much. When I make a crack about it to Misha, she responds with mild confusion. Really, Hichan? If you really want Hichan's attention, you can tell me, and I can tap her on the shoulder for you. You could just tell me to let go, and I'll do it myself. How are you going to tap her on the shoulder from over there? Like this. She suddenly stops in her tracks and roughly and tries to reach behind her back and across my shoulders to get Shizune's attention. She succeeds, but only because Misha stopped. I had to as well, or else we'd fall over. Obviously, Shizune had to jerk to a halt too. The sight makes Misha let out one of her characteristic laughs, which shakes us around more, and Shizune starts flailing her free hand to get her to stop, which only causes her to laugh harder. It is pretty funny to watch her get so flustered, and I start laughing too. Nice.